Final boarding call for all chaos and giggles. Passport stamped, deep breath. Here we go! Seatbelt stuck, I'm in the wrong row. Gate changed twice, running in slow-mo. Custom line curling like a sideshow. Did I bring the snacks? Guess we'll never know. Uh-oh, where'd my suitcase go? Hey! Delayed again, guess I'm doing a show. Smile for the stamp, try to play it cool. What did I do? Breaking every rule. Laughing through the panic. Writing all the hassles. This is shenanigans of travels.
Jessie Harper Mosey, SSC&B. Jessie Harper Mosey, or Mrs. Benjamin Mosey, was a retired teacher in her 50s who boarded the SSC&B on Lake Erie in late July 1940. She had brought along a significant amount of cash and several diamond rings. A maid from the ship's crew was assigned to attend to her personally throughout her trip. That very maid ended up being the last person to ever see Mrs. Benjamin Mosey. When the ship docked in Cleveland after a few days, Jessie was no longer on board. She had quite literally disappeared into thin air along with her wads of cash and rings. Surprisingly, the most suspicious part of the entire case was the fact that despite having a missing passenger, no crewmate raised any alarms. Her absence literally went unnoticed for about 2 weeks. Sadly, despite wanting to have some hope, Jessie's body later washed on the shore of Geneva-on-the-Lake. But unlike the usual case of someone accidentally falling out, this case was different. That's because when Jessie's body was later found washed ashore at Geneva-on-the-Lake, it had bruises so bad that she was basically unrecognizable. It showed very clear signs of struggle, and there was no doubt that there was some foul play involved. Additionally, what really got the investigators' gears going was the fact that her hands were stained with grease. It led them to believe that she had been in restricted crew areas before her death. In the time it took for the authorities to identify her body, Jessie's belongings were long gone. The maid who had been assisting her had also vanished and was never found. Naturally, all questions and all hands pointed toward the maid who became the prime suspect of Jessie's death. Sadly, she was never found and no arrests were ever made. The saddest part is that Jessie's body was buried in an unmarked grave when it was found since no one could recognize her. And although investigators tried to solve the cause of her death, the case eventually went cold due to the lack of, well, almost all evidence. The SSC&B, on the other hand, continued operating for several more years before being decommissioned.
This is shenanigans of travels.